What's going on? Facebook, YouTube. When I get on here, edit on in a few days. Holidays get busy. I get sidetracked. So, you can see in the background, I'm decorating for Christmas, and life is just busy, crazy in a good way. Good way for sure. I hope everybody had a phenomenal Thanksgiving. I definitely did. If anybody saw my post, this was the first time I cooked like a full Thanksgiving dinner by myself. I had one of my best friends here with me, Robert, and yeah, I'm so proud of myself. I made pumpkin pie, and the pumpkin pie came out so good. And I didn't make a big turkey because there was only two of us, so I made the turkey breast, but it was definitely delicious. Mashed potatoes, mac and cheese. What else? Sweet potatoes, cream corn. It was a good Thanksgiving. So I was pretty excited with how everything came out, though. And like I said, the title of this one is "Every Ending Leads to a New Beginning." And I know around the holidays, sometimes it's hard, especially if you're by yourself. And I know a lot of people have family. I don't know if you've ever watched any of my other lives. I really don't have much family. A lot of my family has passed away and stuff like that. So I don't have a lot of family. So I get it. It can be lonely. It definitely can be lonely. Or some people, fresh divorced, freshly single, lost their significant other. I get it. But you also have to look at it as it's definitely a learning season for all of us. I mean, I'm not alone. I've never spent the holidays alone. I've always had good friends and stuff like that I've spent the holidays with, or I would go to see my sister in Florida and things like that. But like for the past 3 years, after my husband passed away, like it's been different, definitely different. I love to do big family things, but my mom passed away in 2017. My dad passed away in '04. My aunt and uncle passed away before that. We didn't have a huge family to begin with, but it's definitely been different. Trying to figure out what do I like to do for the holidays? What traditions do I want to make for the holidays? I know I have no children. Do I still love to decorate? Yes, I do love to decorate. And that's why I do it. And everybody usually comes to me because it looks like Christmas threw up in my house. And trust me, I'm just getting started. Within the next 2 weeks, there'll be a big tree behind me. And I like that stuff because that was Christmas and the holidays at my house. My parents didn't have a lot of money. It was more about the family, the time together, actually being grateful and having gratitude and just really enjoying the season. And like, I loved the holidays. I know so many people do not like the holidays at all, but I always have liked the holidays. And it's not about getting, it's about giving. That's for sure. I don't care if it's giving other people company, some of your time, good food, good laughs, memories. It doesn't matter. It's a season that so many times has gotten overlooked to be so commercialized, and I get it. I really do. Or unfortunately, a lot of people had to split their seasons because the parents are divorced and they just don't have the best memories associated with it. But as you get older, you realize you have to really do things you enjoy, do things you like. What kind of traditions do you like? What are you going to cook at dinner? Or what do you want at dinner? And I'm so excited about my pumpkin pie, honestly. I know it was Robert's like family's recipe. Super simple, super good though. Absolutely loved it. So I was really excited about that. Who knows? Maybe I'll learn to make apple pie next or something. Little things I love to bake and cook. So everybody knows I trade and I do forex and super busy with business all the time. I actually just launched a credit repair company today. Super excited about that. I'm running a special till the first for $500 to help people get their credit repaired, and I absolutely am super excited about this. I know how important credit is, and nobody taught me that, so I had to get my own credit repaired, and yeah, it's an absolutely amazing thing for sure. But I do like to cook and just be around family. I love to enjoy life, truly. It's one of those ones where if you ever saw how I am around Christmas time, I'm like a little kid. Like, I love the silly movies and cartoon movies and stuff like that. And it's definitely one of my favorite time of the year. Do I love to grind? And it's definitely the season for stuff like that. Of course, God, of course it is. But fourth quarter is such an important quarter for a lot of people, as an entrepreneur. Like some people do sit back, and if they've hit their goals for the year, that's great. That's awesome. What if you haven't? You can't take the fourth quarter off. You can't. This is like go time for sure. Um, but I know like the title of this is, every ending has a new beginning to it, and it does. I did a reel on not even a reel, like I did a TikTok today about it. Like when one door shuts, like it's just another door's opening for you. That's a new opportunity. Sometimes like we like to live in that last chapter. We like to look at that closed door and grieve it and keep reliving that pain and keep going there, but you can't. You can't. Hey Bill, you can't keep literally going back to the past. And you live in that past, that's depression usually. You live in the future, there is so much anxiety. You have to like learn how to live in the now. And I think that's one of the hardest things in society. They don't teach you because so many people like to bring up what happened in the past or things like that. And yeah, you need to learn from stuff in the past, but you don't live there. You look back and you got your lesson out of it. Don't repeat your same mistakes and keep going. God, you got to keep going. What's your next chapter going to be? And nobody writes it but you. You are the only one holding that pen. So if you're letting other people give you anxiety because they're bringing up your past or they're bringing up things that had gone on before, they're writing your story, not you. And like even being an entrepreneur at first, like I cared what people thought. Like they're like, "Oh, you're gonna do that," and I'd be like, "What do they mean by that?" And I'm like, "Huh?" So I didn't really want to talk about it. And if you don't talk about your business, you don't have a business. Anybody that's in business knows that. Like you have Gary Vee, you have other people that are in business, and that's what they talk about. I mean, they talk about how they love to help people and their story too, and I get it. But everybody knows that they're entrepreneurs. Everybody sort of knows what they do and what they're involved in. And at first, people like shamed me because I wanted to talk about what I did, and I'm like, and I let them shame me, so I let them shut me up pretty much, and that was me and a lot of the issues that I had that I needed to still work through. But you can, gosh, if you love what you're doing, talk about it, post about it, write about it. I don't care if you scream about it, but your dreams are your dreams, and nobody should keep that quiet whatsoever. Nobody should make you want to keep that quiet. Your people should build you up and boost you up, and they should be screaming about your products, your dreams, your businesses. They'll support, the Kardashians. They'll support the Hiltons. They'll support every other influencer, but like they know you and they're not talking about your stuff. Why? I love supporting small businesses. I love going to little restaurants around here. I like to buy stuff off of little shops online, from Etsy to Amazon people to crafters. I love to go to craft fairs. I do. Because, every big business started somewhere. And I'm not saying I don't go to big stores, trust me. I do. But like supporting those startup businesses, and so many people are always like, "Oh, well, I know you. You're gonna give me a discount." You would never walk into Dunkin' Donuts and be like, "Yo, I'm here every day. You're gonna give me a discount, right?" They'd laugh. They'd be like, "And?" You could know the owner, and you're not gonna ask him when they own a Dunkin' Donuts or if they own like a gas station, like, "Yo, you gonna give me a discount?" But if somebody's launching a new business, a consulting business, a clothing line, people want discounts all the time. Guys, you got to support your friends like you support these big stores. You don't know, your friend could be the next Louis Vuitton. They could be that next person. Support them. Support their next chapter. Don't make them feel like shame that they're doing something new and different and they're not doing that like 9 to 5 work and stuff. Even if they're a video blogger, go watch their blog, go watch their YouTube. Give them a like, give them a follow. Help them build their brand. It's free for you to go and like their stuff or share their stuff. Get them in the algorithm. Repost some of their clothing. If you think their clothes are cute or you think their brand's cute, repost it. Guys, like I said, I'm doing credit repair now. Everybody knows. I do the Forex. If you know somebody that's into the markets or needs help with mentoring the markets, wants to learn about crypto or e-commerce, send them my way. Somebody right now that's having a hard time with their credit? Let me know. Get in my DMs, go to my webpage. It doesn't matter. So many people Google and search stuff, and we have so many people. Like, I'm in San Antonio, don't get me wrong. I can do this stuff nationwide. So I can help you via Zoom calls, just like I know you here. But so many people, see people online and they don't know what to think. Support those smaller businesses. I'll sit down and talk with you. You can get to know me as, an actual business owner and consultant. I love to help people come up. Anybody that's ever worked with me knows I'm all about my team. I always say my team and my people I work with are like my family, and anybody that knows me, facts for sure. Because I know what it's like to be down and out and not really know who to turn to or not really know who your friends are. And I know when you first see me on YouTube or IG or Facebook, you don't know me from anybody. I get it. I understand. But schedule a call with me. Get on my calendar and let's sit down, see if I can help you learn something about crypto and commerce. Guys, if you're looking for a side hustle, a new start in something, digital entrepreneurship is it. When my life fell apart, like in 2019, January 2019, I was doing health insurance. I was just a little burnout, and I wasn't really into helping people at that point in time. Honestly, I had to help myself first before I could help people. And that's how I found Forex and crypto. And the platform itself just changed my outlook on so much. That's how I got to see Les Brown, Bob Proctor, Eric Thomas, hip hop preacher. I went to see Tony Robbins too, but I did that on my own. But with just the personal development and the education on stuff I had no clue about, absolutely life changing. And when I realized what it was doing for me, I made it out of myself that I would tell people about it and help other people who wanted to know more and guide them the right way, guide them the best they could. Because I really did not have a mentor when I first started, and it was rough. It was extremely rough. So I'm making sure that once I figured it out, I was like, I'll never leave anybody behind. Never. We all have to start somewhere. And so many people, that's fear and faith. And I talk about this one all the time. We have that fear of starting something new. We have the fear of trying something or asking for help because society says asking for help is weakness. Even as a girl, I don't know, maybe I was raised different. I was just actually talking to somebody about this. I was raised, big girls don't cry. Like it was, get over it and move on. And that's how I've always been. I'm working on living in my feelings and not quite being like that anymore because that's not healthy. But that's how I was raised. But girls don't cry. Come on, get up, let's go. That's how I was raised. And like, we have to help each other. Guys, society needs help. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness. Never. Saying I want to learn something, I know you can Google stuff, but you don't really know who you can trust and you don't know them from anybody. At least if you get a recommendation or a referral from somebody. That's why I love networking and meeting people. Like you can see who they are, what they're about, get their vibe, even if it's on Zoom. You can tell what a person's really like. But you got to ask for help. And God, I had such a hard time with that. And I'm going to out myself on not asking for help. So it was December of 2020. I finally got a Christmas tree. I get a live tree every year. And I get like a 6-footer. I get a big tree. If anybody's ever seen National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, yeah. Love me a big tree. And as you can see, like the living room's not huge. But I get this tree and I'm like, oh, I can do this. I'm going to get it set up in my house. I get it all by myself. I carried it up the stairs. I'm like, all right, perfect. Has anybody ever tried to stand up a tree by themselves? A real tree by themselves? I've tried like probably for a good hour and it kept tipping over into my TV or into the door, which is over here. Anyway, and I kept trying and trying. And I hate using the trying word, but I'd stand it up and I'd be like, oh, it's good. and it would tip over. And I was like, I'm one of those mad criers. Like I was on that verge of like literally I threatened to throw it off the balcony. I was like, I'm throwing this tree right off the balcony. I'm like, I don't even want it. So I finally broke down and I called my friend who lived probably 10 minutes down the road. She was busy, but she came over the next day and helped me stand this tree up. It took 10 minutes. I'd wasted like at least 2 hours trying to get this tree up. 2 hours by myself. And it took 10 minutes. Moral of the story is, if I would have asked for help sooner, I could have had the tree up and decorated and everything all that night. But my pride and my ego wouldn't let me ask for help. Why? What is wrong with asking for help? Teamwork makes the dream work. It makes things so much easier. Sorry, guys, I had a call coming through. And so many of us don't realize that. We're like, oh, if we ask for help, or even like stop and ask for directions back in the day. You know, that was the big joke with guys when stop and ask for directions. Why? So what if you don't know exactly where you're at? You're in a new area. Who cares? That's just like life. We're entrepreneurs. You don't know exactly how to build a website. There's so many people that can help you. Oh my gosh, I got great help building my website. I know how to design business cards, do different things. You'd be shocked. And I'd love to help other people learn how to do that stuff. Show you the best cost-effective way to do it, or, I can show you can pay somebody to do it. There's so many ways to do things, but I can direct you in those kind of ways. So even if you're an entrepreneur struggling with social media marketing, we actually have classes now on social media marketing, things like that for your business. There's a whole course on that kind of stuff. I know a lot of different people offer those kind of courses now, like influencers and stuff like that. We have one laid out, whether it's for TikTok, whether it's for IG, Facebook, it doesn't matter. They're laid out already. And it teaches you about hashtags, it teaches you about the algorithm, it just teaches you about things that so many of us aren't familiar with. When you're really advertising your business, like, take pride in it. It's an amazing thing. You started your own business. Gosh, I hope you pat yourself on the back. I hope you clap for you. Truly. Because you deserve it. You did what most people don't. They'll talk about starting a business and talk and talk and talk. And it never happens. And I hate to say that. But if you got it launched, you got a website, you got a storefront, you got an Etsy store, I don't care what you got. You still took that initiative. You've gotten to that other half. Now you got to put in the work, of course, to advertise it, get some people to either your website or to your store or just to talk to you. But I pat you on the back. For anybody that's watching this afterwards, like, I applaud you. Because when you're starting your own business, you got so many naysayers, so many people that are like, they'll tell you every reason not to. But you have to remember, we don't take advice from people that don't have what we want. If they don't have a storefront, they don't have a business, they don't have a website, they've never taken that leap into entrepreneurship, why are you taking advice from them? They always say, like, if you want a Bentley, you can't take advice from somebody driving a Honda on how to get a Bentley. They don't know. They don't know how to. You're not going to, learn how to drive a car from somebody who's never drove. No. You have somebody that's an expert driver teach you this kind of stuff. And so many of us, like, and I'm not knocking our parents or our friends and stuff like that, want to give us advice. Say, oh, that's you can't do that, or that's not the way, or I don't care what they say, but if they don't have your results, don't be rude, don't be ignorant to them. Just be like, oh, thanks, appreciate that, and let it go in one ear and out the other ear, because that advice is coming from somebody that a lot of times they might even be trying to protect you because they've heard of other people that have failed, or they've read about this, or they know these statistics and this and that. But guys, you have to try. I'm telling you, at the end of the day, the only thing that we really regret are things that we didn't take a chance on, things we didn't do, the things we didn't say. Like I've said before, I worked in healthcare for years, and I never, unfortunately, I did work around a lot of people that, ended up passing away, but never heard them talk about, the things. You'd hear them talk a little bit about what they did, but a lot of times they talked about the regrets. Like, I wish I spent more time with my family, or I wish I opened a business. I wish I traveled more. The would have, could have, should have. And I swear, like, I'm not very materialistic. I'm a lot about memories. Like, I have a huge bucket list and big dreams and goals. Like, the things I want to, where I want to go see, like, Europe wants to be my next trip. And I want to go see Rome, and just, I want to go see a lot. My bucket list is huge, huge. And like, yeah, the nice cars and nice apartments and penthouses and stuff is phenomenal too. But I'd love to travel and create memories. I want to be that person when somebody says, "Oh, I want to go there," I want to be like, "Oh, I went there, been there, done that." Goals. And I think that's because as a kid, my parents never had any money. Like, we didn't have a nice house, we didn't have a nice car. We had a house for a little bit. It was repossessed, but we did have a house for a little bit. And the car barely worked, but we couldn't travel. We were lucky if we got to take a bus trip to Atlantic City once a year. So as I got older, I made sure I saved money, and I went from going to Atlantic City to Ocean City, Maryland, Wildwood, New Jersey, and now I go to places like Costa Rica and Mexico and Jamaica, St. Lucia. Gorgeous places. I need to go to Bora Bora, and then Europe. I love my islands, though. I always end up going somewhere to a beach. But I want to get over to Europe. That's my next real big goal, truly. But you have to, even with traveling, so many people say bad things about traveling, especially as a female. They're like, "Oh my gosh, you travel." I don't really like to travel by myself, honestly, but it's so amazing. Like this year I did for my birthday, I went down to South Padre by myself. And it was so serene. It was such a zen day. That was the first time I ever went really like anywhere like that by myself, but it was fun. I stayed there for like a day and it was just nice. Um, but guys, don't be afraid to start something new. I even know that when I left Pennsylvania, like so many people were like, "Oh, you're gonna leave?" Yeah. If you want to leave your hometown, leave. Do it. I'd say most people, that's some of the best things because you get away from the bad habits, the routine, the things that might be holding you back. Go somewhere new, completely new. If you don't like it, you can always go back. Your hometown is never going to shut their doors. They're not going to be like, "Oh, you left. You can't come back." That's not how it works. Not at all. And when I left, like, granted, I left with the guy I was with at the time, but I was so shit scared. I ended up in Virginia. That was fun. A lot of traffic. Then I ended up in San Antonio. And when he died, I stayed here because there's so much going on all the time. There's always something to do. There's so many people to network with, people to meet. It showed me, I guess, the life I was looking for, the style I was looking for. I don't want to say it's even that it's fast paced. It's just productive. Yeah, there's negativity here too. Don't get me wrong, but I don't let that into my circle. I tend to find the people that have that positive outlook, that have the same type of dreams and ambitions as me. I want somebody that wants things as bad as I want things. I want those type of people that are always looking for to launch a business or to invest in properties, cryptos. I want them to be able to teach me stuff. Like I was learning stuff about how you can, have toys like boats, jet skis, things like that. And you can actually use it as business write-off because you can put them in a fleet at one of the lakes or on the coast. You can have access to them whenever you want, of course, but still make money on them for the same time, and you don't pay the same taxes now because it's business. I was like, wait, so I can make money off this stuff, defer taxes differently, so it's not as taxed. I was like, how do we not know about this stuff? This is the stuff that like the other half talks about. And I hate to say the other half, but the people that live in the gated communities and the people that, come up with the silver spoon in their mouth or whatever you want to call them. This is how they all talk. They don't talk about people and places. They talk about ventures and ideas. And when you sit at those type of tables, those conversations are so different. I love sitting at those tables. It's Black Friday and I launched my business. I wasn't out shopping. I wasn't out blowing tons of cash. I spend money to make sure my business cards were ready and my website was ready. And I have so much stuff planned for the holidays. I'll be sending out Christmas cards to anybody on my Christmas card list. Super excited. I'm writing them out soon. But it's different when you sit with different people. And anybody that's sat at those type of tables before, like with other business owners, like you just think about different things, like what's your next venture, what's your next move. You're hiring people, or are you scaling? How are you scaling? Did you hire like social media managers? This is my next thing. I really do want to get a social media manager just to help me with some stuff, like sometimes posting and really responding to people. I miss things, and I always tell people, if I miss your message, I'm so sorry. Please message me again so it comes back to the top of my feed, because sometimes my messages do get full. They really do. But I do. I love, like, I posted on my story last night, like, everything that led me to this moment in time, like, it's been rough. It's been really rough. Don't let me get me wrong. Don't at all. But I wouldn't change any of it. Like, none of it at all. Because I'd be a totally different person if I changed one of those aspects, any of them. And that just always blows my mind, because I'm like, sometimes people say, oh my gosh, so sorry to hear that. I always say, don't say that, because it made me who I am, you know? I appreciate the condolences. Like, it's not like I'm shunning them for their, empathy and sympathy, but without one of those experiences, from losing my dad at 19 and our house being repossessed to my husband killing himself, God, it'll be 4 years in January 20th. If I wouldn't be here today, I wouldn't have launched these businesses. I wouldn't be talking to you guys like this. I'd be in a totally different state, probably. If I wasn't like, because if I would have never met my husband, I would have never left Pennsylvania. Or not at that moment anyway. That's who I left with. And I went and ended up in San Antonio, because that's how I got in San Antonio. I never pictured myself living in San Antonio. I always thought I'd be more coastal, which I will be sooner or later. But right as of now, this will do. But it's just crazy, because if you changed one of those things, like, yeah, I wouldn't be sitting here right now with the amazing team of traders and investors I know, and like-minded individuals. And a lot of the crazy part is, a lot of my mentors are based in New York City. Shout out to like Julie, Neno, Michael. Shout out to them all. They're a little bit younger than me, but amazing humans. They're just amazing human beings. And like, they've just helped me grow in such ways that I can't even express to you, but just little things, like, they're so raw and real with me. Like, when they see something that's going on, like, they're like, Jill, you got to stop doing this, like posting like this, or you need to post like that. That was before we had the Social Media Academy. And they were just raw and real with me. They said, okay, you got to be coachable when you're in this industry, of course. Like, you got to listen to what they say. If they tell you to do something, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to win, you want to come up, you want to make yourself better, you have to listen to your mentors. And so many people have a hard time being coached. It's crazy, because I meet people all the time. And they're like, oh, yeah, I want to be coached, and I'm coachable, and this and that. And then I start giving them advice, or I start telling them certain stuff, and that changes. Changes real quick. But it's just definitely different to be, in your 30s, and like, people that they're surprised a lot of my mentors are in their 20s. I'm like, that generation is just different. They're very into the digital entrepreneurial space. They're definitely a different type of mindset. A lot of us were raised, we just have to work hard and suck it up, and work until we die. Or you retire and you have to live off like 20% of your income, which is insane to me. Insane to me. And granted, like, I love what I do. I don't classify it as working. Like, I'm sitting here today, like, designing ads. for the sale, like on my credit stuff, like, and I'm super excited doing it. Like, I love doing this kind of stuff. And like, I used to be so drained when I did certain jobs, from nursing to health insurance. Like, I liked helping people, don't get me wrong, but I was drained. I didn't I didn't love it like this. Like, there's a difference when you have a passion for something and a burning desire for something, and you just see how it changes people. Like, telling people their credit, it's a big thing, huge. And once their credit gets up, like, it gives them a little bit more confidence. It gives them a little different pep in their step. Like, they feel better about themselves because now they're a little more educated on stuff too. Pretty cool. Especially same thing with crypto. When people start to learn about crypto and know what's going on with the markets, or be able to look at the markets, like, they get excited. I mean, I guess we all get excited when we learn something new. But I'm like a proud mama bear when I, like, my mentees and like the people that come to me, like, get happy and win and things like that. Like, I get so excited for them because I know how it felt for me. It felt amazing. But as you got to remember, truly, that like anything that came to an end, yeah, it's gonna hurt. Make sure you learn a lesson from that. Feel the hurt for a minute, cry it out, scream it out, whatever you do. Get over it. I hate to say that, but take your lesson and keep going. That new beginning that's waiting for you, once you actually shut that door fully and start to write that new chapter, a lot of times it's amazing. It really is. And like, I'm always so happy and grateful that I can get on here and talk to you because, like I always said, husband wasn't always the nicest. So I wasn't always allowed on social media. I wasn't able to have certain friends and stuff like that. And I am so grateful for where I'm at right now. So grateful to have the platforms like YouTube, TikTok, IG, and just be able to get on here and like chit chat with people, make their day. A lot of comments coming in, they, feel like your energy's crazy, you're animated, you're this, you're that. I am. I'm high energy, always have been, always will be. I've always had, like I say, this crackhead energy, and when you put it to good use and I really find something I like, it's different. It's just definitely different. I wouldn't trade it for anything, honestly. So, but make sure you guys go follow me on IG. It's Trade with Chair Jill. It's CH, Chairwoman Jill. And follow my new website. I have that stuff all tagged on my post from today. But I love you guys so much. I hope everybody had a phenomenal Thanksgiving and stay safe this weekend. I'll talk to you guys all soon.